Welcome to Stage 2 of Resurrection of Heaven's Liquor. As you will no doubt notice, I have an absurd number of extra lives. This is because, for recording purposes, I played all of the stages on practice mode. Makes recording things a little easier. Plus, I do not have the skills or the patience to one-credit clear the game on Lunatic the normal way. I've one-credit cleared it on hard mode, though. You need that to unlock another secret character. You could probably tell who she was by looking at the silhouette, but we'll find out because I plan to use her for the extra stage. And there isn't really much to say about the fairy layout, other than the ones that drop point items seem to like firing in a random direction instead of directly at you. Like, watch this. How are those supposed to hit me? Oh well, it's time for the mid-boss. Lily White. I will resist the urge to shout, "It's spring!" because it's actually July right now. And she actually gets spell cards this time. That's a pretty weird looking portrait of her, but we can see that this spell card isn't much of a threat. Everything but the blue lasers are aimed at you. Well, actually, they lock on to you after appearing. So just destroy those familiars and stream it, and you're good to go. She drops an extra bomb for us. And on that note, I've noticed that a lot of times in the early Touhou games, there would be like this formula where the Stage 2 mid-boss always drops a bomb, the Stage 3 mid-boss always drops an extra life, the Stage 4 mid-boss drops a bomb, etc., etc. I don't really see why a fan game would conform to that formula and expect to be successful. Oh well. After a rather interesting graphic effect that was no doubt stolen from Perfect Cherry Blossom, we fight Lily White as a boss. Yeah! Can't say I saw that coming. But I should note that all of her non-spell patterns were taken right from Perfect Cherry Blossom. And that was close. I almost got hit, I think. So our first spell card, or second rather, is blue lasers that will never hit you and easily avoided cherry pebble bullets? I guess that's interesting? No, not really. Yeah, this really reminds me of Perfect Cherry Blossom and Phantasmagoria Flower View, come to think of it. Well, that didn't last too long. Let's see what else she's got. Okay, this one is a little tricky. You've got teal bullets coming from the bottom and very hard to avoid bullet corridors. I almost always wind up bombing that. Just no idea how to handle it. This is also kind of interesting. I think I've seen this pattern, well, this type of pattern in another game, but it's not very difficult. Except for when the blue and the red bullets are overlaid on top of each other, but still, this is not very difficult. Moving on to Stage 3. I cannot say that Stage 3's fairy waves present any more or less of a threat than Stage 2's did. They do actually get to shoot at me a little more, and they survive long enough to actually be able to shoot as well. But since the game is following Imperishable Night rules, when the familiars start to come out, and the fairy controlling them dies, any bullets touching the familiar gets turned into tiles and auto-collected, like so. Yeah, that's rather unfortunate for the fairies. Even the game mechanics are against them. So this will repeat a couple more times while I talk about the mid-boss. The mid-boss spell card, on hard and below, is one of the most hilariously designed cards in all of Touhou. It's like Icicle Falls, except you actually have to move. Now this gets swapped out for something significantly more threatening on Lunatic, so I'll have to show you both of those cards through the magic of video editing. And here she is. It's, Racing. Yeah. You give one of the most useless spell cards in the game to Racing. there's a joke to be made about that, but I wouldn't want to upset any racing fans out there. So here it is. The blue bullets will never hit you because there's only 5 of them. Now the red bullets, those look threatening, right? Well, actually, the card is over before they actually have a chance to hit you. Yeah. Now, on Lunatic, it's a little different because it's a survival card in Stage 3. Yes, a survival card in Stage 3. Not really all that difficult since it's only about 10 seconds and you can bypass it with a bomb. It should be noted that the trick I did on the hard mode version of the card can only be done with Flandre and Moko because anyone else has too little firepower to finish off the card that quickly. But seriously, I get that, oh, racing's only good for the sex appeal, blah blah blah. You don't need to reflect that in the gameplay. Okay? Disfactor, whoever it was that made this. Oh. Here is a, I guess you could say it's a Death Fairy. That was not worth the extra life that I get for beating it. So you're probably thinking that Racing would actually put up a fight in the boss fight, right? Well, she's not the boss. Tay is. Yeah. Let's just talk about the patterns. They're stolen entirely from Shoot the Bullet. So, her first spell card. In this spell card, she jumps around the screen, positioning herself at those familiars and firing at you, but it does not matter where she is. So long as you are shooting at the familiars, Tay takes damage. Yeah, that's brilliant. After another pattern stolen from Shoot the Bullets, we fight against... Oh. This is an incredibly basic card. In fact, I'm not even sure if you could call this a spell card. It's not really doing anything amazing or cool or interesting. Another easy capture, and I guess this is a little harder. I've kind of practiced that a lot on Shoot the Bullet, so it's not very interesting. Here's a spell card that only appears on hard mode. Giant Bullet Missiles. I guess that's kind of cool. They move a little slower on normal mode, which actually turns the whole thing into a wall of bullet rockets. That might actually be a little tougher than the hard mode version. Just because the bullets move faster doesn't mean they're harder to avoid. On Lunatic mode, we get yet another spell card that is completely void of any difficulty so long as you take out those familiars. Tay is a difficult boss fight in this game, people. So, we're back to hard mode because this is a completely awful spell card. What happens first is a blue bullet goes right, and a teal bullet goes left. Then a wall of bullets appears. The color of the wall of bullets indicates which direction it's going to go in. That would trip up a first timer every now and again, but I captured it easy enough, right? Let's look at the Lunatic version. Blue bullet goes right, blue bullet goes left. In other words, there is absolutely no indication of where the wall of bullets is going to go. Now, don't be fooled. It looks like you just have to not stay under Tay, and you'll avoid the bullets just fine. But no, I've tested this. The bullet wall is completely indiscriminate of Tay's position. It will go wherever it wants to go, and it will die whenever it feels like killing you. And the liquor gauge filled right when the stage was over, so that was a waste of Moko's superpower thing. I don't know. See you in Stage 4. Oh my Suako, that was awful.